What's going on, guys? This is Matthew here with Gadget University. I'm here with a review of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus for Verizon. This is the CDMA version, so it is slightly thicker than the GSM version. Let me go ahead and do a rundown of all the specs that you can expect to get if you purchase this phone. It has a huge 4.65 inch screen. Also, the display is a Super AMOLED, so you're going to get very deep blacks, very deep colors, and great viewing angles in the sunlight and indoors. If you take a look around the screen right now, let me focus in a little bit better. You can see that the text is very clear. The quality of the display is actually, I would say, it's a little bit better than the iPhone 4S, only because of the size. It does still manage to get 316 pixels per inch versus the 321 pixels per inch on the iPhone 4S. So as you can tell by those numbers, it is slightly lower in density, but the resolution is very high. You're getting a 720 by 1280 display, so this is a full 720 display, 720p. And let's just to show you an example here, you see how much you can see on a website versus the iPhone. Look how much more website you can actually see at the top of the page. I mean, it's almost like night and day here. Not only is the resolution higher, but the screen size is much larger, so you're getting a pretty much a better viewing experience. Multi-touch and pinch to zoom, things like that, both are very sharp and smooth. I love the Galaxy Nexus web browsing experience. Also, another quick thing that you can do is you can actually go full screen with this and add more tabs by swiping on the side of the screen. I can add all these tabs. Then if I want to jump between tabs, I can simply go like this. You know, features like that are not available on the iPhone, which makes Android 4.0 on the Galaxy Nexus the reason to get it. Now, Android 4.0 is Google's newest operating system. It is a complete overhaul of the Android operating system that you may be familiar with. I've done a review in the past of Android 4.0 on the Nexus S. This is the Galaxy Nexus. This is what they built Android 4.0 on. Looking at the design, you can see it resembles a lot of Honeycomb, but it is on a phone. That's exactly what it is. It's basically the gap to bridge phones and tablets to the same user interface and bring some cohesiveness to the Android operating system. You see the app drawer is now completely horizontal. It's not the vertical scrolling that you were used to in the other operating systems like Gingerbread or Froyo, but everything is laid out a lot nicer. You see your apps and widgets are placed together. You can actually do that to access them faster. So if I want to add a widget, you know, I can just drag and drag and drag. Customization is much easier. You can resize widgets. I have my screen kind of filled to the max. Let me try to resize widgets here. As you can see, you can resize them to your liking. This is a beautiful widget. This does not come stock, and that is Clocker, a minimal clock widget. That does not come with the phone. Because this is a Google Experience phone, Verizon did not overload it with a lot of adware, or however you want to say it. You do get your My Verizon app. You do get the Videos app for the Google Market. I had to manually load Google Wallet myself, but other than that, there's pretty much no bloatware, which is very good because a lot of Android phones from Verizon tend to have a lot of bloatware. So let me zoom out a little bit. Battery life has been very good on this phone. I would say with light usage, you can actually go a full day. One thing I did notice is that this screen uses a lot of battery life. I could have a full battery, turn the phone It'll put the phone down for, let's say, 6 hours. I could come back and have maybe 8%, 10% gone. Within 15 to 20 minutes of using this phone and the screen being on, the battery will jump down another 20%. That was a problem for me, but I turned down the brightness. If you turn on the brightness, you're actually much better. And when I'm always running Wi-Fi, so I'm not jumping between 3G and 4G. So things worked out a little bit better, and battery life was much better. Those are just some tips that you can use to keep your battery life high whenever you're using this phone. One of the coolest things about Android 4.0 is folders. You can now group things into folders. You can also organize them however you want them. You can't organize folders inside of the app drawer. I wish you could do that. That would simplify this a lot better. One of my favorite things to do on this large display is to play games. As you can see here, I have a game called Unit War. They just recently came out with an HD version of this game, and it looks absolutely phenomenal on this screen. So if you go here, you can actually see the difference. And let me cancel that. This is like a turn-by-turn navigation game, and because of this large display, you can actually see more. I like it a lot better. Also, things like reading comics, if you guys are into that, or reading books or anything like that, phenomenal. Let me go ahead and go to a comic. I'm at the end of the comic. But you see, the text is very, very clear. You can see the colors and everything really well. I can actually zoom out, see the whole page. It's actually pretty cool. I really like it. It's made things a lot better with reading things on the screen. The large screen helps out with that, and mostly with the pixel density helps out. Now, inside the phone, you have a 1.2 dual core processor and a gig of RAM. You also have built-in 32 gigabytes of memory. Here's your micro SIM card slot for your LTE coverage. Your 8 megapixel camera that's capable of shooting 1080p. It is, 5 megapixels, and it has an LED flash. The quality of the images were not great to me compared to the iPhone 4, but the video was on par. The audio was not as great as I expected it to be. You see the battery here is I believe a 1730 milliamp battery. I would have to double check that. It is a fairly large battery for the size of this phone. One thing I did notice is that if you did purchase an extended battery, you did get more battery life. If you are in a 4G area, you will need that extended battery. It does have 12 hours of talk time, 6.2 days of standby time, but in the 4G area, I don't see that happening. And in a correction, it is a 1850 milliamp battery, so it is very large, but it doesn't last very long. One of my biggest complaints about the phone is the speaker on the back. It does not get very loud. You have a hard time hearing different text tones and email tones. Also, if you're the type of person to kind of put your phone down on the table and play some music, you're gonna have a hard time with that. Let me do an example here. Music. As you can see, that's as loud as it goes. So I'm gonna flip the phone over so you can see the difference. I forgot to close the back. There we go. All right, let me turn it over. Oops. So it doesn't really get that loud. I did that music because that's kind of like a ringtone. So you would have an idea of how loud it will ring if somebody were to call you. Like I said, with this large screen, the best experience is going to be on YouTube and watching movies on the Google Marketplace, or if you have your own movies and you upload those as well. Those are going to be the best experiences. Let me show you a video on YouTube.
What's going on, guys? This is Matthew here with Gadget University, and I'm here with a review of the Fab Shell for iPhone.
So the quality is pretty good. Viewing angles are very good.
It's kind of a combination of the candy shell and the fitted cases that you guys may be familiar with. It comes in a variety of colors. I can't even describe them through video. You would have to check.
Okay, so that's pretty much the Galaxy Nexus, guys. There's nothing more to it. My recommendation is that if you are the type of person that wants to have the newest upgrades as far as Android operating system goes, this is the phone to get. There are other phones out on Verizon that may be better for you. The Motorola Droid Razr Max has a huge battery. Battery life on there should be much better than this. Best parts about this phone: the screen. The phone is not too long. For some people, I have a small hand, so it is kind of small for me, but it's pretty decently sized compared to like the Motorola Droid Razr or the Resound, the HTC Resound. Other than that, if you're not concerned with having the latest updates and things like that, then I would say go with another phone. If you want to have the latest and greatest with the Android operating system, get the Galaxy Nexus phone. Google will update this phone whenever they come out with another operating system or an update. Phones like the Droid Razr Max or the HTC Resound, HTC has to go through a long process. Motorola has to go through a long process to even get an update on that phone. This phone would be the one to get. Okay? Alright guys, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. As always, please like this video. It really does help me out. Subscribe if you haven't. Spread the word. And I do want to take this video to give a big thanks to everybody who supported me from the very beginning. I had just received a letter from YouTube. I applied to be a YouTube partner, and I did get accepted. So expect some more videos coming, some more giveaways coming, and I do thank everybody for their support, and I appreciate it. I will see you on my next one. Peace.